Okay, in my last video, I touched a little bit on accepting responsibility after taking some time off from healthy habits or habits that are moving towards our goals or, training or eating well or whatever. That's what we talked about. We talked about accepting responsibility and deciding that, okay, time to get back on track. I'm in control here. Now, that can be a very difficult thing to do. And it's totally normal to feel a tremendous amount of resistance to actually taking those steps, regardless of how confident you are in your ability to make them. Even if you know exactly what to do and you know you can do it, sometimes the idea of putting in all that work and consistently doing things that you know are probably going to, at least in some way, shape, or form, go against your internal primal instincts to seek out pleasurable food and experiences. You know that's going to be difficult, especially the idea of doing it for weeks, months, years, or however long you plan on it taking for you to reach your goals. That is a hell of an intimidating idea. So I offer you a couple, I'm going to start with one suggestion and then see if I end up barreling into others. In case you couldn't tell, I don't really plan these out too well. I got my general ideas down. But first, let's say if you know it's going to take a few weeks to get to where you need to be. I don't know how you would know that. If you've done it before, that might be how you know it. But anyhow, first, my advice to you would be to acknowledge that it's going to be a certain period of time of doing things consistently, but just worry about the next meal, or just worry about the next training session. Don't think about the 8 or 12 week program you're going to go on. Don't worry about, holy crap, there are how many meals that I have to prepare and eat over the next few weeks. Don't worry about that. That's way too much to think about when just getting back on track, getting back to what you're going to do. Instead, think about just the next meal and just the next training session. That's the focus. That's it. Focus on this dinner or this lunch or this breakfast. Don't worry about the whole day. Just worry about now. Don't worry about next Friday's training session. Just worry about today's. That's it. Just show up. Show up and do this next meal and do this next training session. Do it well. That's it. That should be your only gauge for success. That's the first goal. That's all. Second suggestion. And this is going to be a little bit more of a long-term process. This isn't going to be something that you're going to be able to just flip on like a switch. Is don't do these things. Don't start a 12-week program or a training program or don't start a new way of eating or go back to an old way of eating. Don't do that solely for the purpose of looking a certain way or seeing a certain number on the scale, unless you are a combat fighter who has to reach a certain weight for competition. Those, looking a certain way or seeing a certain number on the scale, those are more external factors. Rather, you should do these things or come to a place. I shouldn't say you should. What I should say is, rather, you will likely see more long-term success in terms of how you look and feel and perform if you do these things not for external validation like a number on the scale or what you see in the mirror, but if you do these things rather because of how they make you feel, both physically, well, I shouldn't say both because I'm going to list a few things here, how they make you feel physically, emotionally, and mentally. Do them for yourself. Do them for how they make you feel, and do it because you know that it's what you deserve. We've talked about self-worth a lot, in case you haven't noticed. That's been a recurring theme in these videos, is valuing yourself, and that's why we do these things. That's why we eat food that helps us feel and look good. Even looking good is really just a reflection of health, is it not? It's suitability for mating. Ultimately, that's what it is, right? You want to look good to get it on. And that's a reflection of health. We're all seeking out healthy mates. So make health the goal. Your health is the goal. And your health is something you should strive for, completely separate from hitting certain numbers or having six-pack abs. Being healthy does not mean having a six-pack. At one point, I ran myself into the ground and lost entirely way too much weight. I looked kind of like an alien. I did. I looked like a little, I don't know, Martian. Because I was chasing abs. But I mean, abs on a skinny guy are like, who cares? The dude looks like crap. I mean, I have no problem saying that. It's an objective statement. Some of us though, will be able to have abs. Some of us will be able to be chiseled and cut and be healthy. For others of us, we won't. The natural amount of body fat we carry around varies quite a bit, just depending on our genetics. But I digress. The fact of the matter is, focus on the next meal, focus on the next training session, and don't do it because you're trying to look good. Do it for yourself. Do it because you deserve it. Yeah, looking good is awesome, but why is that? It's because of how looking a certain way makes you feel. It makes you feel confident. It makes you feel wanted. It makes you feel desired. You can have all that without six-pack. You can have all that without seeing a certain number on the scale. But what that requires is being confident in things other than your body. What that requires is feeling worthy of having people value you for things other than your body. Shift away from your body. Shift away from that. Focus on yourself. Focus on your worth. And focus on getting healthy as hell. Just focus on getting wicked healthy. The body will come. And it's totally cool to be proud of that when it comes. But don't beat yourself up over not being able to have it immediately. And don't put so much pressure on yourself to have it. Every meal and every training session is just for that meal, just for that training session, just because at that point in time, it's what's good for you. Just because at that point in time, you're going to eat that meal and you're going to hit that training session because you know that you deserve it, because you freaking rock. That's all. Got it? I think that's it. Cool. Thank you.